I'm May's daughter, Brittany. And if you've been watching her channel and watching her juicing videos and you've heard her talk about how much I love smoothies and how I make them all the time, I was supposed to bring my bullet, but in such a rush to get here, I brought the base and the blades, but forgot the, well, is this what's this called? The base, the
base of your boot?
this part, the stuff that it goes in.
The bowl.
Oh, I bought the bowl and the blade, but left the base to my magic bullet at the house. So it's pretty much useless without the base to it. So we broke out my old smoothie machine that Mama bought me years ago. I've literally had this since I was a teenager, and I'll be 30 this year, so it's pretty old. But it still gets the job done. It's called the Smoothie Elite, and today I'm going to be making like a typical smoothie that I would make in the morning before I go to work. I guess you can call it a green smoothie because of what I'm going to put in it. But with the fruit differences, you know, you add whatever you like to your smoothies. You know, different fruits can change a different color, so it may be not exactly green because of what I'm going to add to it, but you'll get the gist of it. So to get started, I'm going to add, for this smoothie, some ground flaxseed. Now, I personally really like flaxseed because of the health benefits of it. Flaxseed is actually, it has to be ground up. I sometimes buy it whole and I just put it into the blender and that grinds it up, but flaxseed whole is really inedible. It's no benefit to it. It has to be ground up in order for you to get the nutritional benefits of it. So this is already ground up for you. So that makes it a little easier. It's a little more expensive ground up, but it's not very expensive either way in terms of it. And I also use chia seeds sometimes. So if you like chia seeds, you can use that. If you like hemp seed or any other type of seed, you can use that. Here I have some frozen vanilla yogurt. This is low-fat frozen vanilla yogurt. And the fruit I'll be using is some frozen blueberries and some frozen mangoes. Now you can use fresh mangoes and blueberries, but I personally like the frozen because I use these instead of ice. Look at this. If you added the fruit in there frozen, it cools the smoothie, and you don't have to add ice because personally I think sometimes ice can water it down a little too much. But this is what I am going to be using. I can't tell you the exact measurements because I kind of just dump it out and pour it. That's typically how I do. But this is the amount of mango and blueberry, frozen mango and blueberry that I will be using. And over here, I have already washed and drained some baby spinach. Again, I'm not sure how much this makes. This is just about how much I would make to drink in the morning. I mean, how much I would use to drink in the morning. This is what I use to turn my smoothies green. You can use whatever green vegetable you like. I know some people use avocados, some people use kale. I personally am not a fan of either one of those, so I always stick to spinach. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to add the spinach in here first, and again, this has already been washed. So leave me some smoothie recipes. Y'all have been giving Mama some good juice ideas in her comment section, so leave me some smoothie recipes that y'all like in the comment section, and I can give it a try. Now, one thing I do like to add to my smoothies is I'm gonna add the flaxseed next, is shredded coconut. I really love coconut, and I love that it gives it that sort of tropical taste to it. Now, I know a lot of people don't like coconut, but even if you like the taste of coconut but don't like the texture of shredded coconut, I think you would like it in a smoothie because, again, it gets all ground up, so you still get that good tropical coconut flavor, but you don't really get that texture of coconut. So I'm going to add in some ground flaxseed. This is 1/4 of a cup measuring cup right here. I'm adding a little less than 1/4 of a cup. I'm just going to dump that in here. Okay. Next, I'm going to add the frozen yogurt. It's a little thawed to make it easier for me to scoop out. But again, this is something else that will add to making the smoothie cold without adding ice to it. And again, not using any exact measurements. I think I'm gonna add about 3 little scoops of it here. I may add more or less depending on, I'm gonna add 1 more. Now I typically use vanilla Greek yogurt for my smoothies to get that extra protein in it, but you can use whatever type of yogurt you like. Again, this helps add that coolness to it. If you don't like the tanginess of Greek yogurt, it's a lot tartar than typical yogurt. So a lot of people don't like it for that reason, but I like it. Now, interesting thing is, although I like yogurt in my smoothies, I do not eat yogurt, like just out the container. I don't like it. I don't like the consistency of yogurt or pudding for that reason. Now I like banana pudding because you have stuff in there to break up that texture, but I don't like the texture of yogurt and pudding and such stuff as that. So if it's one of those yogurts that has the little stuff that you can flip over in it, the granola and the chocolate chips and stuff like that, now I do like those. I can eat those, but I don't typically eat yogurt. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this just to give it some liquid. You can add whatever type of liquid to it that you prefer. Some people add juice to it. Some people add teas to it. Whatever you like. Just, of course, do everything to your liking. I'm going to add some water. And just a little bit to make sure it blends well. I will add more if I feel like it's getting too thick. And I'm just going to add this on. Now, this smoothie maker has a pulse setting, a mix, and a smooth. So first I'm going to hit pulse a couple times to try to get this mixed up. It also has this little, I guess, stir to make sure you get everything pressed down in here so it can get all mixed up. Mixed up, not messed up. Now I'm going to pulse a little bit, and then I'm going to press mix. Now that the frozen fruit is getting down towards the bottom, I'm going to pulse it a little bit to make sure it gets all crushed up. Stir it up some more. It's looking like I won't need any more water. Looks like it has a good consistency so far, but everything's not blended up just quite yet, so I may still have to add some more water. Now I'm gonna press mix it. So I can look at it, see what else I need to add to it, if anything. Look at the consistency of it. It's a little bit thick. So I think I may add a little bit more water to it. This is a nice alternative to my mother's juices. If you like her juicing videos, is to do a smoothie. And with this virus going around, you know, anything that you can use to boost your immune system with fruits and vegetables, then, you know, that's always a plus right now at this time. Also, another thing that I typically add to my smoothies is, I don't have any with me, but I typically add collagen powder to it. Collagen powder, if you've never heard of it, it's very popular in beauty circles, beauty industry right now. It's good for your skin, your hair, your nails. I've noticed a big difference in how fast my nails grow, big difference in skin clarity, a big difference in hair thickness since I've started using the collagen powder. If I don't put it in my smoothies, then when I drink my coffee in the morning, I'll dump a teaspoon over in that and mix it up. It dissolves. There's no taste to it. And yeah, that's another thing that I typically add to my smoothies. So this is almost finished. I'm gonna now I'm gonna press the smoothing setting on here. This will smooth all the components that we had together and just give us a nice clean texture, no different pieces and particles in it. I don't know if you've ever had a smoothie where you can, you know, you taste a big piece of spinach or a big piece of fruit or whatever you put in it. So that's what the smoothing setting is for. Check it again. And that looks good. It's not necessarily a green smoothie anymore because of the blueberries. And even though, excuse me, even though it doesn't look the prettiest color, but I guarantee you it'll taste delicious as long as you add the type of stuff into it that you like. Now, also be careful of your combinations because some combinations do not go well together. But this is personally something I've had before, so I know it'll taste pretty good. And I have this glass here, and one thing that I really like about this smoothie maker is that it has this little spigot here, and I can just go ahead and pour tilt it right over in the glass. However, make sure when you're mixing that you have this spigot in the closed position. I have messed up with that before. Start mixing it and it's open and stuff goes spraying all over the counter. You don't want that. So let's see, I'm gonna mix this up a little bit more because it's not coming out smoothly, so it means we got a chunk of something somewhere. I'll pulse it again for a quick second. Make sure I get whatever that was crunched up. Okay, maybe it'll come out a little smoother now. Then there it is. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this is the finished product, ladies and gentlemen, of our spinach, mango, and blueberry smoothie. And I will try it for y'all, even though I know how this tastes already, but give it a taste. It's very good. very sweet because of the fruit and the yogurt. That's also another reason why I like to use flavored yogurt instead of just plain. Also adds to that sweetness, because you know sometimes fruit can be hit or miss with this sweetness. Sometimes it'll be real sweet, sometimes and not so much. So I always like to add that extra flavor in there to boost the sweetness. But this is very good. I'm gonna see if I can get my dad to try it. My dad typically doesn't like stuff like this, so we're gonna see if we can introduce Tuck to some new things. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my mother's channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave me some smoothie suggestions down below, and we will see you next time. Bye.